Happy Halloween, everybody! I present to you today the top 5 scariest MetaZoo cards. Board up the windows, make sure you have enough supplies to last the night, because today we're going over the top 5 MetaZoo cards to fear. First up on the list, my number 1 choice is this Bloody Mary fan art card. The illustrator, Irene Soley, knocked it out of the park with this terrifying rendition of Bloody Mary, whose folklore I remember very well from my youth, along with Candyman, and I'm sure there's gonna be a card for that at some point. Just in time for Seance, this seems like a card that would fit perfectly well with that theme. I love how Bloody Mary is breaking the fourth wall here, coming straight at the viewer with this mesmerizing holo behind it. Now, despite a lot of downward price movement on booster boxes, this card is moving up. We have a TCG Player market price of $48.15. However, one of these has recently sold for around $100, and you don't see many listings for much below that. I ordered 2 of these at $50 several weeks back, and the seller sent me a message that they had mishandled the inventory. Right. Don't sleep on this chase card from one of the more recent sets, UFO Stay Awake, or it might just get you. This card bottomed at around $8, but has been holding pretty consistently around $20 with regular sales, and its TCG Player market price is around that $20 mark. I didn't even know about Flatwood Monster until I saw a documentary about Mothman. Now, this cryptid is also from West Virginia. It has a really creepy story. Someone sending out their dog barking at some kind of strange creature in the woods. It never comes back, and it turns out there's some kind of alien out there, maybe crash landed. I don't know. Super creepy cryptid, one of the main cryptids from the base set Cryptid Nation. Love to see it getting some true limelight here in the UFO set. Like the Bloody Mary card, I love the fourth wall breaking effect here of Flatwood Monster coming straight at the viewer here. Super vibrant colors, but still very haunting. I can see this one being a classic in PSA 10 down the line. A bit of a more inexpensive pick on our list. This is Awful from the Wilderness First Edition set. This came just before UFO. Now this has a market price of just around $2.79, and what's important here is it is among the Wild 7, meaning it only comes in full holo form, no reverse holo, no non-holo form to think about here. And the reason I picked this one is it is an absolutely terrifying rendition of Awful, some kind of monstrous bird creature here. Now, Wilderness was a summer set, and this has got to be the scariest card for me from this set. A lot of sort of daylight creatures in Wilderness, and this is one of those that really stand out as something a little bit more eerie, something a little bit more suited for a Halloween set. Look at this thing soaring in the air, almost poised to strike at its prey. I hope it's not you. The sun going down in the background. I wouldn't want to be out trick-or-treating with this thing around. Actually, that might make for a spooky good time. Just look at its attack ability, Eviscerate. You want a scary MetaZoo card on a budget? This is my number 1 pick. You knew Mothman would be hitting the list in some form. This is the first edition Mothman from Nightfall, last year's Halloween set. Now this is holding a pretty steady price on TCG Player of around $15, and given the sort of ups and downs, the volatility of a lot of MetaZoo products, this is holding fairly steady. I'd really recommend to try to go for this one in PSA 10 or get some really clean mint copies that you can send off at a budget tier to get in PSA 10. I feel like this one will truly be a standout classic down the line. Mothman has got to be one of the most well-known cryptids and American folklore, hailing from West Virginia, right next to our Flatwood Monsters friend. They are right there together. If you could select Mothman as a starter Pokemon, Flatwood Monster would be right next to it. Now there is a base set form of Mothman, but I really like this one with the laser eyes coming out and being kind of an alternative Mothman. I do feel it is a little bit underfollowed compared to the Cryptid Nation Mothman. For me, this is truly the Dark Charizard of MetaZoo. The better choice for Halloween coming from the classic Nightfall Halloween set. Mothman, standout creature from American folklore, and I believe a standout classic for MetaZoo going forward. I bet you didn't see this one coming to close out our list. Just in time for Seance to commune with some spirits, this is the Medium's Third Eye. Now I chose this card because it is from the original Cryptid Nation base set. We've already represented Mothman, and this is a classic artifact card. This is on the MetaZoo reserved list. That means it can never ever be reprinted again. It is only available in Cryptid Nation First Edition and in Second Edition form. You can get it in full holo, reverse holo, and non-holo form. I really recommend going after the full holo form, but these do really look nice in reverse holo as well, as the artifact itself is really shining in those versions. Now these artifacts reference the power artifact cards from Magic the Gathering. Think Mox Jet, Mox Sapphire, even Black Lotus in the form of the Chaos Crystal. You can lay this bad boy out for a 0 casting cost and generate 2 dark aura or mana or energy or what have you. Brilliantly illustrated by the headline artist from the MetaZoo creative team, Poncho. These and other artifact cards will stand out as classics in MetaZoo's repertoire of cards as it moves forward. Rest easy, dawn will come. You will make it through this night. But first, make sure you check out my thoughts on Seance booster boxes and the tarot cards. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you're going to find this video a scary good time.